Hello, everyone. My guest today is May Al-Karooni. She's building a very cool marketplace to reuse ESG, based off ESG data. We're going to jump into GlobeChain.com today. May, you ready to take us to the top?
Absolutely.
Okay, so first off, is this a SaaS play or is this more of a marketplace?
Yeah, it's a bit different. It's actually a SaaS-enabled marketplace. So we charge a subscription fee to use the service, but our interface or face is basically like a marketplace. So imagine like a free eBay with data on social impact.
Fascinating. Okay, so explain to me on average what our customers paying just on the SaaS side per month to use you.
Yeah, absolutely. It ranges depending on the sector because we work in retail, commercial, and hospitality, construction, and anything from £500 to £2,000 per location. And we work obviously on volumes of locations to do with stores, restaurants, hotels, and so on.
And how many pounds did you say? 500 to what?
500 to £2,000.
Pound per location.
Exactly, yeah.
Fascinating. Okay, give us the backstory. When did you launch the company?
Yeah, so it was about 5 years ago. My background's investment banking. And funny enough, we just moved offices across the road. So ironically, I used to fundraise for the old school venture capital trusts and hedge funds and property funds. And the facilities guys came around and said, pick your new carpet color tile and your new table and your chair and your computer. And I was like, what are you doing with all this? And they were like, we're just binning it. And buying new assets. So I got chatting to them and I was like, that's crazy. You're going to give them to nonprofits, charities, or people that need it. And obviously at the time, I'm going back probably about 7 years when this happened. They were like, no, we have nothing in place. Sustainability wasn't really a thing. There was no pressure on banks, obviously, to do the right thing. And it's too much hassle for them, right? Their job is basically get the stuff out, get everyone in. And talking to them, it cost them around £50,000 per person to make the move. And literally, we went across the road and we kept the buildings. And we had 300 people in the building. So I just thought that was kind of commercial madness. And why did no one ever digitalize waste and connect these enterprises to people who needed it, like charities and small businesses? So in essence, what happened was it was the time Airbnb and Uber were just becoming famous in the UK. And I just thought, surely we could be like the largest waste company carrying no waste, right? So that's basically how it started. And I initially kept my job and put £800 into a freelance developer and built my very first MVP and took it out to market to see who would take it on. And the first client to come back was actually the largest retailer in the UK, which I don't know if you know, it's Topshop. It used to be in the US. They trialed, I said to them, have you got any problems with furniture? And they were like, not furniture, but fixtures and fittings. So these retailers spend millions of pounds a year on disposing of a lot of very bespoke, expensive fixtures that you see in their stores or their window displays and so on. So that's basically how it started.
So what did Topshop pay?
So they were paying per store. So initially it was, we did it for free for them the first year because this is a new model, remember. So no one had ever come across like a reuse platform where we give items for free and we generate ESG data as the value of the software, if you like. And so we had to test it to trial the model out. So that initially we didn't charge them anything. We did 60 stores for free for them. And then after the first year, obviously we had certain other clients coming. We had a restaurant chain called Nando's turn up. The NHS, our healthcare system, came on board with hospitals. And eventually we started creating the modeling. So we would test with £500. And the reason it was £500.
Well, hold on. So when Topshop started paying you after that first year test of 60 stores, what was the contract value? Did they pay for 60 stores at $500 each?
No, they did 60 stores for free the first year because we were testing it.
Yep,
It was brand new. And then afterwards it was £500 per store.
How many stores though? That's what I'm asking. Did they go live with?
They did around 100 stores in the first phase and then they increased it. They actually have 2,000 stores in the UK.
So was this 500 per location per month or for the year?
It was for the year.
Got it. So that's 100 stores, $500 each. It's $50,000 annual contract.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's great.
So that's how it works. Yeah.
That's very cool.
So, and actually it works out around 50,000 per year per clients usually. Over the years, actually it developed not just an external reuse marketplace, but an internal reuse. So ultimately it was a reuse and loaning system inside the company. And then you could click a button and reuse items externally. So it became a 50K per year model, basically.
So how many top shops, right? How many customers do you have on the platform today?
We have around 34 customers in the UK. We've got 10,000 members. So they're the taking members, the people that take the items. And we're in UK, Spain. We actually just launched in New York last month, just before Christmas. And we're in the UAE. We have a partnership with the royal family in Abu Dhabi and Dubai.
Very cool. I mean, so can I multiply $50,000 ACV times 34? You're at like 1.7 million.
Not quite that, because there were some earlier ones, obviously, but yeah, getting close in the dollar stage. Yeah,
that's great. And so if you have just sort of passed 1.5 million in ARR, where were you a year ago, so we can get growth rate?
Yeah, we actually, so really interesting. I actually bootstrapped for 4 years because there was no market cap in the industry. So I only got VC funding late 2018, and we got 750,000 from VC, and we've been running off that since, actually. So we were due for a fundraise last year in COVID, but that stopped everything in the works, especially in the UK. So we'll probably start it up this year again.
But what was revenue? What did you finish the end of 2019 with in terms of revenue run rate?
Sorry, beg your pardon. That was only 200,000 because I just got the money in the VC side and growing the team to around 8 people.
That's great. So 8 people in 2019?
At the end of 2019, yes, 8 people.
And how many folks today?
Today, actually, we've got 5.
5.
Because, just because of COVID, and we just basically lost a couple to the US, actually. They moved back. So we're recruiting again. And so hopefully we'll be 8 soon.
Of those 5, how many are engineers?
Actually, we've got 2. Okay. 2 engineers at the moment, yeah.
And any quota-carrying sales reps?
Yeah, there's 1 and me. I class as a sales rep at the moment, yeah.
Of course. You have to count there. Okay,
Absolutely.
Very cool. So you only raised to date total 750, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And up to 34 customers. Now, you said these companies like Topshop, those are the 34 customers. They pay $50,000 per year on average. Help me understand the other side of the marketplace. What do the 10,000 sort of, you called them takers or charities get?
Yeah, absolutely. We don't charge for them at the moment. And there's 2 reasons why. The psychology of nonprofits generally have no money. They're taking the items for free. So we work with a network effect, obviously, from a marketplace perspective. However, there are options to obviously put premium, special alerts, that type of thing in there. But what we do get them to charge for is the logistics. And we're just in the middle of building an API logistics in the system. So we're able to offer courier services, which the taking members will pay for. So the taking member always pays for the transportation and delivery of the goods. Mm-hmm. And that way we have almost no shows turn up.
And how do you quantify the 10,000? Like, is that that's taken at least one thing from you over 5 years, or is that just last month they all took at least one thing?
Yeah, no, usually it's around, obviously we've got the 80-20 rule, right? 80% of the clients, usually 20% of the network at any one time. So it's usually around 20% of the network. And what usually happens is...
What is 20% of the network though?
It's a couple of thousand, basically, for the UK.
Yeah, but what does that mean though, is what I'm trying to get at. 20% do what on a time basis?
They take per month.
Per month, okay.
Yeah, they take per month. So what happens is an alert goes out when people list items, and people tend to go onto the platform then and obviously start requesting the things.
Interesting. And so 34 sellers, like how many sellers list at least one new chair or cabinet per month?
Yeah, so to give you an example, we would just looking. It's usually around 2 or 3 times a month. It's quite a regular listing. To give you an example, just last week, we thought it'd be slow because it's the first week back off, obviously, holiday season. And we had over 48 listings, and that's over 2,400 products that were listed, and they've all got reserved. Things get requested literally in less than 24 hours, and at the moment it's like 20 minutes.
So 48 listing and 2,400 products just in December of 2020?
No, just last week.
Oh, just last week.
So from the 1st of Jan to 11th.
How much total in just December 2020, so we can get a full month snapshot?
Yeah, it was around, December actually was quite a busy month. We had around 10,000 products listed on the site. Obviously, we've been in lockdown.
Across how many listings?
Sorry, that was over 6,000 listings. Beg your pardon, sorry. It was over 80,000 listings.
Wait, sorry, I'm confused. You just said over last week you did 48 listings and 2,400 products.
Yeah.
So you're saying in December you did 60,000 listings?
No, beg your pardon, it was 60 listings.
Okay.
So yeah, sorry, yeah.
60 listings, 10,000 products.
Yeah, exactly.
I
because
see.
we measure the number of products per listing more than the listing volume, if that makes sense. Because for us, one listing can be like 1,000 chairs or something like that.
Yeah, well, 10,000 products, 60 listings. What is that? 160 products per listing on average?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, pretty much. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very cool. And so what happens if these products get listed but no takers want to take them?
Yeah, so 98% of the stuff does go straight away. The only thing that is more difficult to go is usually broken electricals, and that's an industry problem because most people recycle them. So what happens is it's the client that lists, usually the enterprise will have to dispose of it in their normal way. So that's usually incineration, recycling, or dumpster.
I see. Interesting. Okay, so you've been really capital efficient doing this. You have, if you add up all the funding you raised, you're at like 2 or 3x that total amount in revenue, which is great. So very capital efficient. Are you profitable today?
We are almost breaking even, obviously, because we've got less people now. So yeah, definitely in the next month or two, we will be.
And any plans to raise additional capital?
Yeah, I think we'll do another, what we class as I suppose it's a small Series A for you guys. It's like a 5 mil round. So we'll probably do that this year.
What valuation would you target for 5 million?
Probably the previous one was about 4.1 million. So I'm not like a crazy kind of overvaluer for this stage, especially in the UK market. It's very different from the US. So kind of a 10 million kind of valuation for us is fine.
Pre-money?
Yeah.
So you're going to sell
yes.
33% of the business.
Exactly.
Yeah. Interesting. I mean, that's a lot of dilution. Is there any, do you have to raise capital? Can you keep growing and keep control?
Yeah, we're going to, I'm going to keep continuing for the next couple of months. Obviously, COVID has been quite an interesting period for fundraise. So we're not going to go straight into like a big raise straight away. I'll probably wait till Q2 and see how we grow and then reevaluate everything then. I'm the sole founder, so I've still got quite a lot of control.
As a marketplace, how do you measure churn?
Actually, it's based on the enterprise side, so how much they're paying. And up to December, we've had 100% retention, which has been really interesting. I expect probably a 5% going forwards just from COVID because we deal with a few hotel groups. So when they come up for renewal, we might lose a couple of them for a while.
Wouldn't COVID help you though? If a hotel has to shut down, it means they have to get rid of all their furniture, which means they're going to list on you.
Yeah, so basically the internal reuse would help the hospitality trade. At the moment, they're pretty shut in the UK, so it's about just waiting and see. We haven't lost anyone yet, but my prediction is they're probably the worst hit, I'd say. From a COVID perspective, actually, it's been very helpful in a bittersweet way because retailers are closing stores, they're refurbing, they're restructuring their real estate. Mm-hmm. So actually, it's been very profitable on that side. And also construction never really closed as well. And there's a lot of construction in the built environment. So that's been strong throughout.
And May, on a fully weighted basis, what are you paying CAC-wise to get a new $50,000 a year contract?
So that's really interesting because basically we'll do, it actually costs our business development people around £600 to bring on board that client. And most of it is, we hardly do any advertising with the B2B side because all these companies are looking for solutions and sustainability. So most of our business has come through referrals. And in the past, it was obviously conferences and going to them. So a lot of kind of free events and very little kind of big advertising.
So fully weighted 600 then, right? So your challenge then is, you would pour tons of money in that channel. That's amazing economics. The problem is there's not enough of that channel for you to go get.
It's every corporate disposes of waste and spends million. We would in the future for sure we'd have to start spending money and increase that CAC to bring on board the clients. But it's a 4.3 trillion pound industry now. It's called circular economy, and we're just scratching the base of it, if you like, on the reuse side. Yeah.
So you haven't tried then to really aggressively go after new customers because that CAC, if that channel and those economics hold, you'd put $1 billion in that channel. $600 to get 50,000 a year. I do that every day.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, no, we would definitely be ramping up, and I think we could ramp up significantly on the next round as well.
Okay, May, good stuff. Let's wrap up with the famous 5. Number 1, favorite business book.
Oh my gosh, I like Malcolm Gladwell, Tipping Point.
Number 2, is there a CEO you're following or studying?
Gosh, that's a hard one. I follow a lot of CEOs because I like the variety, to be honest. So top of my head, can't think of one immediate, but there's a few out there that I just follow.
Number 3, what's a tool that you really enjoy in terms of what you use to build GlobeChain?
Oh, what I used to GlobeChain. On our platform, we have a can chat, basically like a WhatsApp chat internally on the dashboard. I like that. But from a systems perspective in the company, I used to hate Slack, and I go to it all the time now with the team.
Number 4, May, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
7.
That's good. And what's your situation? Married, single, kiddos?
I know, yeah, that's it. We're okay. Single,
no, not married, no kids. And do you mind me asking how old you are?
I'm 40.
Last question. What's something you wish you knew when you were 20?
Oh my God, patience.
Guys, there you have it. May, when a big hotel shuts down and they need to get rid of all their furniture, they use GlobeChain.com to list that waste product, and then charities go pick it up. They processed loads of listings last month. In December 2020, 60 listings, 10,000 products, 98% of that stuff got taken and moved. Those customers pay that hotel chain that shuts down on average $50,000 per year to use the platform. She's got 34 customers, 1.6 million in terms of run rate today, up from $200,000 just back in 2019. So healthy growth rate, only $750,000 raised to date, looking to raise another $5 million at a $10 million pre-money valuation sometime during 2021. May, thanks for taking us to the top.
Pleasure. Thank you, Nathan.
One more thing before you go. We have a brand new show every Thursday at 1 p.m. Central. It's called Shark Tank for SaaS. We call it Deal or Bust. One founder comes on, 3 hungry buyers, they try and do a deal live, and the founder shares back-end dashboards, their expenses, their revenue, ARPU, CAC, LTV, you name it, they share it. And the buyers try and make a deal live. It is fun to watch every Thursday, 1 p.m. Central. Additionally, remember, these recorded founder interviews go live. We release them here on YouTube every day at 2 p.m. Central. To make sure you don't miss any of that, make sure you click the subscribe button below here on YouTube, the big red button, and then click the little bell notification to make sure you get notifications when we do go live. I wouldn't want you to miss breaking news in the SaaS world, whether it's an acquisition, a big fundraise, a big sale, a big profitability statement, or something else. I don't want you to miss it. Additionally, if you want to take this conversation deeper and further, we have by far the largest private Slack community for B2B SaaS founders. You want to get in there. We've probably talked about your tool if you're running a company, or your firm if you're investing. You can go in there and quickly search and see what people are saying. Sign up for that at nathanlatka.com/Slack. In the meantime, I'm hanging out with you here on YouTube. I'll be in the comments for the next 30 minutes. Feel free to let me know what you thought about this episode. And if you enjoyed it, click the thumbs up. We get a lot of haters that are mad at how aggressive I am on these shows, but I do it so that we can all learn. We have to counter those people. We got to push them away. Click the thumbs up below to counter them, and know that I appreciate your guys' support. All right, I'll be in the comments. See ya.